Are the six major varieties of information transfer what we can find and we can do in the examination. And especially in our exams, we may get either a bar diagram or pie chart. Occasionally, we are getting tree diagram and flow charts. Okay. So now let's look at what are the useful phrases we have to use and how we have to begin. Though it's a paragraph, how best we can do it creatively, let us check it out. The first one we have divided, even if it is a paragraph also, we can divide into three parts. The first one is intro, where you can talk about the given by pie chart or bar diagram depicts the information regarding. You will be given the topic, you can write there. And you can say the pie chart is divided into how many parts? 4 or 5. And then it highlights about, you can use any of these expressions. And in the body part, you can say from the pie chart, we can infer that. You have to analyze after looking at that visual diagram and even the verbal text also. So, lot of expressions and useful phrases can be used like almost all or a large number of or the majority or many of the people or more than, like this, and some, a few, or one or two or less than. You can give these kind of things. And the last one is a small or minority or almost none, no one or less than. So this is how you can use these kind of expressions. And finally, when we want to conclude a paragraph, you can say as can be seen from the above pie chart, or nearly, or you can say most of the people felt that, or you can say however nearly 1/3 of people believed that, or about -% of were of the opinion that. So this is how we can use these kind of expressions. Now let's look at the pie chart, and based on these instructions, I have asked my Gnan Sai to do this work. And now let's look at this, how nicely he has changed that. This is from the actual 10th class students, how well he has transformed the data. Let's check it now. So this is all about preferred devices of internet users age 16 or above 16. And now the question will be, study the pie chart and the verbal text and now write a paragraph according to the information depicted in the chart or diagram above. Now you can find smartphones 33%, laptops 30%, and desktops, you can say 16% and tablets 21%. You have read this information. Now let us check how well we can do this. We have talked about the various expressions to use. Now let us check. Right. The given pie chart depicts the information regarding preferred devices of internet users age 16 and above. In the present generation, everyone is habituated to technology. The technology is diversified nowadays. Thus, we have different gadgets in the present day situation. Some of them are named here. Number 1, smartphone. 2, laptop. 3, tablets. And the fourth one is desktop. Now, the given pie chart shows the reports of survey conducted. We can see that there are 4 most preferred devices. Okay. From the pie chart, we can infer that. This is the body we are talking. From the pie chart, we can infer that smartphones are the most preferred to the internet users in the above mentioned age group. That means 33%, almost all, 1/3 of the internet users of the age group 16 and 18 or 16 and above. And it is followed by laptops with 30% of the internet users preference. The chart continues with tablets at 3rd place with 21% of users preferring them. And the chart ends with desktops with a very low preference of 16% due to some of its cons, the being difficult in portability. The chart can be simply represented as smartphones 33% preference, laptops 30% preference, tablets 21% preference, and desktops 16% preference. Right? Now, we can see how we can conclude this. Besides many advantages of desktops, due to its only main disadvantage of being difficult to move it from one place to another, desktops were given less preference by those students. And we can also include that the present generation is getting used to portability, convenience, and comfort. So such conditions are the main reasons for the highest priority given to smartphones, and smartphones are not so huge and weigh less and are very convenient to carry and use. So these qualities of smartphones are the reason for their priority. Moreover, nowadays smartphones are most affordable than any other devices. So the survey reveals the fact that many participants are accessing the internet outside their home, as smartphones and laptops are portable devices. So the ranking of the devices highly preferred are: number 1, smartphone; number 2, laptops; number 3, tablets; number 4, desktops. Well, these are all the things that can be inferred from the above mentioned pie chart. Hope you can understand how well a 10th class student has done this, and this is done by A. Gyan Sai after getting some kind of instructions by taking a lot of useful expressions. Well, now let's look at the another one, the bar chart. So in the bar chart, especially, there will be some kind of comparisons from one year to other year, and there will be increase or decrease. So this is how we can see that. And when we talk about this, when we take a bar diagram, so we will see what are the various expressions we can use. Like the bar chart is all about, or the number increases or grows up or grows by, or you can say the number decreases or goes down or sinks by, or you can say the number doesn't change or remains stable. So we can say that year by year there is an increase in. These are some of the expressions that we can use in addition to what we can use from the given useful expression that we use in our pie chart. Well, now let's look at this bar chart. And this is all about number of students interested in different games in the schools. So you can think about the right area. There are around 350 students, and you can look at the games: badminton, volleyball, kho-kho, kabaddi, and cricket. So you just try to look at that, and you just think about your analytical ability after looking this picture. What comes to your mind, right? And whenever you go with a pie chart or a bar diagram, the first thing you have to talk about is what is it about, and what is the highest or majority of people giving a preference, and the least. And in the meanwhile, you can talk about the other things, but these three areas should be kept in your mind while doing this information transfer. So now let's look at this one. In the given bar graph, we can see the interests of students of different schools in different games. The survey conduct shows the games preferred by students. There are 5 games that are considered in the survey. The games that were considered in the survey are: number 1, cricket; kabaddi; kho-kho; volleyball, and badminton. Right now we can see, we can infer that cricket, being an international game, is preferred by the maximum number of students. That means around 225 students. Then comes the Indian game kabaddi, which gained international popularity recently, with 150 students gave preference after watching maybe Pro Kabaddi and all. And kho-kho and volleyball share the same preference with around 100 students each interested in them. And the other game, badminton, which is also an international game that is gaining popularity from the recent years, is preferred by only 75 students. Right? We can conclude that cricket stands at the first place, then kabaddi comes into shine at the second place. Third place is shared by two games, namely Kho-Kho and volleyball. Badminton stood last with a few students interested in the mentioned game, maybe because of the cost effectiveness, the bats and the cocks, it might be the reason. So we can say cricket is a popular game that can be played by majority of the students, and there are many opportunities for the skilled players, like the most popular IPL matches. And this craze of cricket or cricket mania is the first reason for it being opted as an interest of many students. So the other games also have their own reasons for their priority, but the other games could not compete with cricket with having different formats. This is all about a bar diagram. And now we will look at a flow chart, the third area. And if you can look at this flow chart and study the flow chart and write the paragraph and give instructions how to send an email with an attachment. So look at the steps clearly. This is very clearly. Open email, click compose, type recipient's email ID, click attach file option, type subject, type body of email and click attach file option, then browse file from computer and recheck the mail and then finally click and send. So this is the flow chart. Now you will have a clear idea. Whenever you are doing a flow chart, first keep it in mind that we usually use V1 plus object. That means most of the times we have to use imperative sentences. Okay. Now let us check it. The flow chart represents the process of sending an email with an attachment. Email is a great way of communicating with friends, business people, officials, and family members at the touch of a button, no matter where in the world you are. Well, now let us look at the body. The following steps show you how to send an email using a Gmail account. What all you need is a computer or smartphone with an active internet connection and an email account to send and receive emails. Now, let us take the steps. Follow these steps, step by step instructions to send an email with an attachment. And when you are doing this one, you can write first, next, later, and finally. You can use these linkers. So the first one we can say, first log into your Gmail account so that you can find the dashboard of your mail account. Then click on compose. A new blank email window will open up. In the to box, type the recipient's email ID and then type the subject in the subject box to give the recipient an idea of the topic of your email, like a heading. And then type your message in the main body field of your email. So now click on the attach files option, then browse the required file from your computer. Then recheck the mail once again whether the attached file is the right one or not. When you are happy with your email, click the blue send button at the bottom of the compose window. Right? The email you have sent will now be stored in the sent mail folder on your Gmail dashboard and it will be sent to the recipient. So this is how we can send an email by following all these steps. Okay? So this